Hello and welcome everybody to another wonderful round here with Slipstream Racing. Happy New Year, and I hope you had a wonderful holiday break, but it's back in time for some racing action. The Slipstream Racing grid is back more than ever. We've got 9 drivers on the grid ready to take action here at the racetrack. So let's get right down to it, folks. I'm the Real High, aka Saagar Bakshi, and this is Slipstream Racing. Find us on Discord to get involved in the racing action should you be interested. Let's check out the calendar, see where we've been and what we're up to. We've been to Portimao, Jose Carlos Pace, that's Interlagos. We've been to Silverstone, Las Vegas, Yas Marina, LaSalle. Now we're at Indy GP road course. Then we're going to Mugello, one of my favorite tracks of all time. Prenema, Jeddah, Sergio Villeneuve. Then we're going to Suzuka to round out this 12-round championship. And boy, oh boy, have things spiced up in the championship. But first, it's qualifying time. Let's get trackside and see what the drivers are all up to for now. We're at Indianapolis for this one this time out. The 2001 layout for the Indy GP. We're in Indianapolis, Indiana. 2.6 miles long, 4.19 kilometers with 13 corners total. See the layout there on the screen. It was founded in 1909, but the F1 layout opened in 2000, allowing us to race here at Indy for a few short years. After a 9-year absence, the U.S. Grand Prix returned in the year 2000, before the last race was in 1991 in Phoenix, of all places. Over 200,000 spectators attended the race weekend. It's one of the largest crowds in F1 history at the time. Qualifying underway currently for the drivers on track. We've got Mr. Cody Lawrence, Pete Rader, Wee Rung, Twisted Jack, and Trevidi, Cody Fowers, James Shorter, and Trent H. all taking charge currently, running around Indy, trying to figure out where the grip is and how to control the cars around this 13-corner twisty bit infield. But then you've got the high banking coming around the outside there that you can use to your advantage. Turn 13 really providing the drivers a lot of space and reflection to be able to do what they please. You know, you can take the high line, you can take the low line, you can kind of defend in that banking zone should you please. It's a bit dangerous, but it allows for some great clean racing. Going down and towards turn 1 is going to be a bit scary, to say the least, with DRS being applied here, coming through the banking zone. I'm pretty sure we're going to see some fast, high-paced stuff going into that braking zone, and maybe some argy-bargy elbows out racing through 2 and 3. That would be a sight to see. These guys going after. They typically do. The Slipstream Racing organization really is a great one, because what they do is they develop a group of individuals that like to race together, and they just get them on track together at the same time. It's a great organization. And Trevidi with the 108.650 will be a new personal best, 1.6 off the good of Cody Lawrence, though, who is a bit of an alien, as we all know. So I'm sure the pace will be picked up. Here is our fearless leader and commandant, Cody Fowers, in the number 7 car. Mr. Cody Lawrence. Let's go on board. Well, once he gets back around, let's go on board for a lap with Cody Lawrence and see what it takes to get through this track and all that it has to offer. The one thing I will have to note is doing research on the track. You always prepare and you always gather up data and information before you go into a broadcast. Obviously, Cody Lawrence has a huge spin, but pirouettes it in the right way, showing us how it's done. I think that was Raider who was able to get by. We got to talk about the championship as well. It's so exciting. Man, I got to start developing point standings for you guys because, it would just be great to do so because the point standings are actually really spicy for this championship right now. I'd love to share it on screen. So maybe that's something I'll talk to Cody about and we'll get that going. But right now, I'll tell you about it. It's not Twisted Jack in the lead, unfortunately, as much as he'd like to be in the lead of the championship. It will be Cody Lawrence in the lead with 124 points. Because he took 0 points at LaSalle, 0 points at Circuit de LaSalle, he is now down basically 20 points that he could have potentially gained. And the gap has jumped down to just 20 points between himself and Pete Raider. So now Pete Raider has a chance at the lead of the championship going into the halfway point break. Post break? I don't know what you'd call this. Post break run. If Cody Lawrence has something go wrong. We've seen it happen before. Obviously, luck is luck. You have mechanical failures, you have technical issues, you can have wheel issues. So many things can go wrong. Your internet can go out, the power can go out like it did for me on one stream. But yeah, it's just crazy to think that Pete Raider is only 20 points down in the championship, has a chance at getting after P1, and could shake things up for the first time, I believe, in the Slipstream Racing history. As long as I've been broadcasting with you guys, it's been a Cody Lawrence domination. And to see one mistake happen that's so critical in a race series or race championship is pretty critical. So I'm going to highlight that a little bit as we go through the weekend. Pete Raider in P2 in that championship, taking 3 dominant second places. Las Vegas, Yas Marina, and LaSalle. Doing a great job. Consistency. Started off well with a podium at Algarve. Twisted Jack a little too far back to be threatening in the championship battle. 76 points to his name, is in 3rd place in front of Colin Edwards, who ended up winning the race at LaSalle. And we have Trent H in 5th place, Jaden Neal in 6th, Kabamasi in 7th, Anand Trivedi in 8th, Ryan Earl in 9th, Facundo Moises in 10th, Lucas in 11th, James Shorter in 12th, Spump in 13th, Cameron Ketchen in 14th place. So the Jumpman Tar Heels F1 team of Pete Raider have a chance, man. They have a chance. It is a slim chance, but it does exist. Couple of quick facts for you. No, we're going to save the fun facts. We're going to save the fun facts for later, folks. Qualifying, Cody Lawrence still dominates the charts. 1.8 the gap right now with 9 to go. Can the other drivers in the field potentially pick up the pace or not? Cody Lawrence will really run away with it if that's the gap. Glad to see that driver back, Anand Trivedi. We haven't seen him in quite some time, so definitely glad to see him come back. And then Trivedi, just as I said his name, comes down pit road. Cool things down and rests his head. Eight minutes left on the clock, and Cody Fowers has a deep spin, it looks like. Gets the ball rolling, though, through the infield and into a barrier, unfortunately. I think that actually might conclude the session for Cody Fowers, because the rules are pretty strict here. If you teleport, if you pit, you will get disqualified from the session. Twisted Jack getting to the line, quarter of a second gained. That's a 108.214 fast lap for him. He's 1.9 back, but he's only a 10th back from Anand Trivedi. Twisted Jack showing us how it's done on that occasion. On board with Cody Lawrence, we're going through Sector 1 now, crossing the line. Sector 1 is all about precision over aggression. The opening infield sequence rewards patience and accuracy, not the curb abuse. Overdriving early will ruin your exit speed into the oval section. You gotta sacrifice turn 1 slightly to maximize tractions through turns 2 and 3. Coming through this infield section. Onto the midfield straight. Before we get to another set of corners that lead us back on to the high banking. That's turns 8, 9, 10, and 11. And now turn 12 is going to spit us out like a rocket ship. And towards turn 13. To the line, into the wall. Goes Cody Lawrence, just a tad bit faster. Not really much to talk about there. Cody Lawrence walking us through a very good lap around the track. 107.859. Whoa, hold on 1 second. We rung popping in the time right behind. Checking the live timing now. 107.859. Was that time correct? Last lap, it was valid. That pops Travis Weirung into third place now, as Anand Trivedi goes faster than that by 0.3 of a second. Took a second for the live timing to update, but when it did, holy Toledo. These guys are picking up the pace. They really want to catch up to Cody Lawrence, this man right here. They want to see how it's done. They need to get, just a tiny bit more time as Cody Lawrence now comes down pit road. We're really going to look at Travis Weirung. Also coming down pit road at this time. Big lockup coming down the pits. Right at the boards. And it looks like Cody Fowers may have found himself in a bit of an incident on track. Here's Pete Rader The man in second place, he's done it based on consistency. I don't think he's done it based on race pace alone. I want to go back and look at the qualifyings. Maybe I can see if I can do that. Jamie, can you do that for me? Can you look back at the qualifying and see? Qualifying. Here we go. Qualifying. Pete Raider qualified 5 in race 1. Qualified 8th in race 2. What about Qatar? 4th in Qatar. It's all about consistency. I think Pete Raider is the driver that really has been an unsung hero for a little bit of time. He's very quiet and running in the mid-pack mostly last season, if I'm not mistaken. But now, he has risen to the top like the foam of a latte. He has risen to the top with his consistency and his tenacity. But is it enough in this race? He's 2 seconds off the pace. Will it be enough at the end of the night? I'm not so sure or certain. Starting at the back of the pack isn't so great for him, but we'll see. And there is DRS. You can see the rear flap open on Cody Lawrence's car as he approached, I believe that would be turn 8. Yes, turn 8 there, and then now coming around turn 11 and into turn 12 on the oval section. Cody Lawrence going 1/4 of a second faster on this lap. Unbelievable. Changes up the entire order of things. A 105.991 will top the charts here. Unbelievable pace out of this man. Pete Raider, the driver who has to pick up 2.2 seconds. 44 seconds left on the clock. This is going to be final lap showdown for everybody. Really going to have to see who can pick up the pace or who's going to settle in the backfield. And that's it for Travis Weirung. That's it for Cody Lawrence, Twisted Jack. Anand Trivedi now in the kitty litter has to work back to pit lane. We'll have to settle for 3rd position. Twisted Jack, Pete Raider, Cody Fowers, James Shorter, and Trent H. all taken to the grid now. Now, it's all up to this man here, Mr. Cody Lawrence. What can he do with this 1.4 second gap? How many cars is he going to pass This is going to be an unbelievable night of racing. Cody Lawrence on such a short track, under 90 seconds. It's basically a 60-second lap track. Drivers are going to be so quick around here. It's unbelievable. The one thing we don't have to worry about is the track temperature. 19 degrees, ambient 28 degrees is going to be the actual track temperature. Wind at 4 kilometers per hour. That's a headwind going down in towards turn 1. All the fans lined up here, filling the grandstands, waiting to watch these 9 drivers go round. Qualifying officially completed now, waiting for the drivers to get staged. Mr. Cody Lawrence driving the Cadillac Racing, Walmart sponsored car. We'll take P1. Mr. Travis Wierong in P2 driving the Racing Bulls car. Anand Trivedi driving the Grey Wolf Technologies car. Number 6. Twisted Jack in the Williams, yes, that is number 55. P. Raider in his custom Jumpman Tar Heels F1 team, number 23. Cody Fowers in the number 7 Grey Wolf Technologies car. James Shorter in his custom Budweiser livery, number 17 handed over. Trent H. in the Petronas, number 63. And he'll be starting from the back of the grid in 9th place. Drivers now gridded up. Drivers gridded up and ready to rumble, waiting for the red lights to become illuminated, and then the drivers will take off for this 50-lap race here at Indy. Red lights turning on, all 6 of them now. And it's green, green, green. Away we go. Cody Lawrence has a great leaping start going down and towards turn one. A little bit messier further back in the backfield as Weerung and Trevidi are under threat right now from the drivers behind. And that's a big spin. That's Pete Rader, the driver in second place, who needs a good finish right now into the rear end. He goes of the grid. Pete Rader climbing back up a little bit there, but it's still a battle at hand for him to climb back up. Travis Weerung now spinning out. No way! The two drivers in P2 and 3 spinning out. Excuse me, Travis Weerung was not in P3, he was in P2. Pete Rader had a great start there, working his way into the midfield, but now is tumbled down into P5, has his work cut out for him so much. Gaps bigger than a second now. Nobody's going to get any DRS to help them out in their chases, but things finally settling down. The drivers having some clear air. The overtakes will come shortly. We just got to let them build up in time. They will arrive. James Shorter looking pretty good. Glad he's here. Glad he's having fun out on the racetrack. He's in the backfield right now, but still having a good time. Thank you very much for your participation, James Shorter. Here comes Travis Weerung, gonna pass James Shorter now, looking for any way around, as it looks like James Shorter is gonna open up the inside line to allow Travis Weerung to walk right on through. James Shorter here for a good time, not for a long time. .109.294 being the new fast lap here. Unbelievable. Full fuel load, still carrying so much speed. He set another purple sector 1, by the way, Cody Lawrence, on this lap. He's about a half second quicker. I'll say that again. Cody Lawrence is a half second quicker on this lap in sector 1 than he did on that last lap. So expect that 109 to drop down to a 108 quick fast in a hurry. Other drivers also setting personal bests now. DRS for Pete Rader, looking at Twisted Jack's rear end now. I said the overtakes will come, and they have arrived, folks. Pete Rader now has to battle it out with Twisted Jack to get back into P4. Podium would be nice. He needs a podium tonight to stay in the mix. To the inside line, DRS wide open. Now moves over to the racing line, leaves the Williams in the dust. And puff of smoke there for the Williams driver, Twisted Jack, as he tries to close down the gap. But unfortunately, Pete Rader has the speed through the infield section and is carrying the momentum. He's got the rhythm down pretty well about this time. Lap 4, he's settling in to a nice pace. Last lap around for Pete Rader was a 1:10.566. Last lap around for Trent H was a 1:11.253. So expect that gap to also come down within the next 3 or so. We'll keep our eyes glued on Pete Rader as he makes his way downtown. He's walking fast, faces are past, and he's homebound. 111.226 to a 110.6 from Pete Rader. You can see now Trent H in front of Pete Rader. Now can Pete Rader see Trent H up ahead? Oh yeah, just little glimpses of him. And that's what gets your blood boiling as a sim racer, right? Is when you can see the car ahead that you need to chase down. Locked in, completely locked in. Has the car pointed directly towards where he needs to go. Complete faith in that blind spot behind the halo. A little bit of a correction there from the overspeed. Is that fast laps? Fast laps for both drivers. 111.2 to a 110.4. A little bit of a mistake there from Pete Rader. He lost nearly a quarter of a second on his fastest lap that time around. Oh no, and James Shorter is here for a good time, not a long time, not having a good time. Is parked there at turn 8. And Mr. must not be having a good time. I know what that feels like. There are days when things just don't work out. But he's back up and running again as the field charges through. Big puffs of smoke from the car ahead. That was Trent H. Gap comes down by a half second in a blink of an eye. Trent H makes a mistake. Now the real question, the hard-hitting question, this overtake is going to happen. It's only a matter of time. Pete Rader is working this thing the best he can. Trent H is under threat. Play the Jaws music now. He's going to get in there. No doubt about it. Gap, though, opening up 2.2 seconds as Trent H seemingly picks up the pace. 111.1 to a 111.0. Pete Rader loses some pace. Twisted Jack puts in a fast lap as well as we run. Down to 110s. It might be the dirty air that Pete Rader keeps on running into. Trent H, though, picking up the pace as he's nearly 0.2 faster on this lap. Indianapolis, great track to race at. You never had it? Download it. Get into the simulator. Go race around these 13 corners to put yourself through what these drivers are. 50 laps, a grueling number. This is 50% race distance, by the way. So the real race distance was 100 laps. Is that correct? No way. "73 laps for the 2001 U.S. Grand Prix, or 306 kilometers at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway." So we're running 3/4 distance. Okay. Now, here is something I did not expect. Trent H. and Pete Rader are working together to now catch up to Anand Trivedi. Trent H. has the DRS. Pete Rader has to do some work to get it himself, but this train of cars now forming We Rung able to get by Twisted Jack. Looks like Twisted Jack may have just yielded that position, as there's a 5-second gap there now. 1:15 for Trivedi. What is going on for the man ahead? Looking to the inside line, Pete Rader has a big lockup going down and towards turn 1. A little too far back to make anything stick, but I think he was just trying to threaten and shake the tree of Trent H to let him know he's wanting to make his way through. Gap 1.5 all around. Then Trivedi to Trent H. Trent H to Pete Rader. Trio of cars, not in a DRS train, more in a dirty air train with each other. See what the lap times are when they come across the line. 1:11.0, 1:11.6, 1:11.8. Tires must be starting to fade away on these drivers' cars. Trent H on the medium compound and Anand Trivedi on the C4 compound, as well as Pete Rader. So Trent H on the medium compound, and it looks like soft compounds for Trivedi and Trent H. The soft tires starting to slow them down, and a couple wheels off into the grass sure isn't going to help. And right onto the oval section as well. That's going to hurt him all the way down into towards 1. Really going to help out Trent H a ton. Close down the gap. There it is, a 1:12 now. 1:10.9, 1:11.9 from Rader. The podium escaping from him up the road now. Trent H is slinking that gap. Bring it back within 1 second. Here's where Trevidi went off previously. Doesn't go off this time around. Trent H comes around, and another Trevidi goes down pit road. The Italian driver comes out after a 23-second pit stop back onto some soft compound tires. Must be going for the two-stop strategy. Pete Rader decides enough's enough, comes down pit road himself. Trevidi gets that position back. Now, what will the gap be, though? Pete Rader still in pit lane, comes out now. $10 the gap between himself and Trevidi. I believe what Pete Rader's done has worked out. And he's on the C3 compounds again. I think Trevidi staying out. Excuse me, Pete Rader staying out. That additional lap did help. Realizing that the undercut was the potential, and then Trevidi heads off into the grass. Not once, but almost twice now. And somehow only slows him down by around a second. Travis Weirung comes into the pits, driving the number 6 car. Trevidi gets a position back, the driver in second place provisionally. Trying to claw his way back in to the podium. 5 seconds the gap now to Twisted Jack to cement what he is doing. A little bit of a different strategy than what most drivers have done. Pete Rader and Trevidi, the only drivers, I believe, to come down pit road. Oh, and then there's Travis Weirung. Guess there's Trent H and Twisted Jack on alternate strategies, the drivers I'm thinking about. Apologize for the mistake. Number 63 and 55 on the C3 compound with Cody Lawrence. Deciding to stay out for a little bit longer. And trying to make and extend this overcut as much as possible. Looking down at Twisted Jack, driving the Williams, number 55. Canadian driver under threat from another Trevidi who's wanting to get those positions back. Fastest lap pulled out from Cody Lawrence there, 108.970. Did Trent H miss a few weeks? Is the question. Let me check. Just as there's a big lockup for Twisted Jack, closing down the gap, Anand Trivedi looks at the inside line. Can he find the door open? No. Not around the carousel. Looks again. Anand Trivedi on the charge. Can't get that wheel well along the inside. Knows he has to do this one cleanly. DRS is open now through the middle stretch, but it's not enough to get to grips with the car in front, even on the new soft compound tires. Going around the long way. He's got to figure it out before getting to the curbs and go completely through. Wowza! Anand Trivedi on the charge. Left Twisted Jack in the dust, sitting like a duck. As the 114s come in for the medium set driver. .111.2 coming out for Trent H. So the pace is still there roughly for the medium set drivers. Check out what Anand Trivedi just ended up posting. .109s for Trivedi now. You might catch on pace alone. Well, no, you cannot. You would need 10 laps of running. Or us into lap 30. Maybe. Maybe. What lap did he pit on? Lap 7? No, no way. He's gonna get the undercut done. He's Anand Trivedi. Okay, let's break this down. Trent H going down pit road now. This will settle all debacles and debates. Coming out of the pits, but Trivedi already speeding around the pits. Will get the position done on Trent H, who's sitting in pit row waiting to take the limiter off. That promotes the order back to what it was. Okay, so Anand Trivedi was trying to pull off an undercut on the rest of the field. I think he did so somewhat successfully, but taking the soft tires, meaning that he had to chop his way through the field to do it, being the ultimate risk. Going basically back down to last place for working his way forward. Travis Rerung, oh no, has an incident. Going through turn 8. We're almost at the halfway point of this event, folks. The challenge still rages on for the drivers, though. Brutally challenged by Indianapolis and what it has to offer. Cody Lawrence leads us for the 22nd lap around. Anand Trivedi in second place. Trent H in third. P. Raider in fourth. Travis Rerung in fifth. Twisted Jack running in sixth. Big gaps all around. Pete Raider not getting the advantage he really needed from his pit stop. A couple of slow laps really ruined it for him. 14 seconds now is his gap to the podium. 109's being set by the C4 driver Trent H. New fast lap posted there. Trent H closing down the gap to Anand Trivedi. $110.9 to a $110.0. Trent H is closing down the gap slowly but surely. Let's see if he can close it down and get a move done as well. We all know catching is one thing, but passing is a whole nother ball game. Travis Rerung still sticking with it. Driving that number 6 in 5th place. 8.1 seconds the gap between himself and this battle ahead with Pete Raider. Progress, gains, losses. Trent H getting the best of him right now with 4 positions gained. Pete Raiders up 1 with Anand Trivedi up 1. Cody Lawrence right where he started. Travis Rerung is down 3, unfortunately, with Twisted Jack down 2. Gap nearly nothing between these two. Let's see what the gap actually is when they crossed the line. 1.6 seconds between Trividi and Trent H. He's working it. He is working it. Let him cook. Let him cook. Trent H in the kitchen right now. Yes, there it is. Within 1 second before he got to the back oval straight. This is what's really critical because he'll get DRS now. But it won't be a challenge going in towards turn one. I don't think he's close enough to make a move. Half a second, the gap between Trent and Trividi. DRS fully open, wide open, but has to slam on the brakes. The flap is going to close as he's glued to the rear wing of Trividi out in front. Ooh, and then Trividi a little bit slow coming into turn 8. And that might be where Trent has the speed, or was it the DRS that helped him kind of close down that gap a bit quicker than I thought he would. Speed coming down the straights, and then Trividi still 3 kilometers an hour faster. Even without DRS, he's faster. There goes Trent to the inside line, but Trividi leaves the gap there. Doesn't even need to, as Trent couldn't close down. Side by side through the twisty bit infield section. This might be where Trent needs to make his move stick. He's faster here than Trividi out in front. Trent H has to find a way around. He is clearly quicker. And there we go. Problems that settle themselves. Trividi heads down into the pits. Change out those C4 compounds and come out on a different set of boots. Trent H into P2 on this drive. Travis Rerong chasing down Anand Trividi now. Whoa! Bit of a spicy lunge there. Coming through the infield, Travis Rerong won't be messing around. Oh no, and Trividi spins and falls back behind Twisted Jack. That will promote Trent H and Pete Rader, but into what official positions at the end of the day? Travis Rerung now all by his lonesome 5 seconds ahead, 2.5 seconds back. Just a jack. 110.9 to a 111.1. Nearly identical. 0.3 the difference between Rerung and Jack's lap times. Might be enough at the end of the race to make something happen. Travis Rerung about to get under threat from Twisted Jack. Running some good laps right now. Oh, the C4 compound tire. Looking at the time left, we're about 3/4 of the way done at this point in time. Three-fifths, I should say. Gap still coming down between Jack and Rerung. Don't forget about an Trividi who's kind of lurking in the background there. 1.9 down from Jack. That big spin that Trividi had really cost him so much. P. Raider comes down pit road. Again, decides enough is enough after around 15 laps. Another Trividi catching up to Twisted Jack here in the background. But that's because Twisted Jack is headed into the pits. Promoting Trividi back up into P4 with 15 to go. Closing down the gap and on the charge. Trividi trying to find the DRS zone that he can make a move in. Is it here? No, it is not here. As Travis Rerun comes into the pits on lap 35. Checking in with Pete Raider and the Jumpman F1 Tar Heels. Only 1.5 back from Travis Weirung. Pete Raider going about 0.2 quicker on this lap. There it is, Pete Raider, new fast lap, 1:10.1. He's on the hunt, in the chase. We call him the Honey Badger. In the pits, Trent H. Now 1 minute down from Cody Lawrence on the clock. Everything looking calm, cool, and collected for the drivers at hand. 108.0 set by Cody Lawrence, new fast lap. Cody Lawrence leads Cody Lawrence leads Trent H over Anand Trivedi, Travis Rerung, Pete Rader, Twisted Jack. James Shorter, unfortunately, no longer with us, as he had to take a DNF. Twisted Jack actually pulling out the stops. 8 laps left to go. Closes down the gap to Pete Rader. $110.0, 111.6, 110.5. Twisted Jack a second quicker that time around. Ooh, that was a big moment there for Pete Rader. Could have been critical. At this point, he cannot afford any sort of mistake. He needs every point that he could get. Especially with Trent H gobbling up P2. Side by side coming down the main straightaway. DRS open for the Williams driver on the optimum line. Is going to be the choice coming down in towards turn 1. Pete Rader can't find a way to defend. Let's see what Pete Rader and the Jumpman Tar Heels can cook up in the meantime. 3/4 of a second, still enough to stay within touching distance with a little help from the drag reduction system. When that rear wing folds in half, basically reduces the drag, or a third, I should say, maybe. Gap opening up to around 1 second already. Pete must be struggling on those medium tires. He should get off of them here shortly, but decides to stay out yet again. Tires for Pete Rader are going to be 12 laps old at this point, and if he plans on running to the end, that'll be a monstrous stint of 17. Almost identical times from Twisted Jack and Pete Rader. 1,000 separates the two of them. Lap 50, folks. The white flag is flying. Cody Lawrence coming around for the final time. P Raider still in chase of Twisted Jack. 2.7 seconds. Slinking back a little bit further now. But Cody Lawrence wins the race. Led us from green to checkered flag. Cody Lawrence has dominated this season. Anand Trivedi crosses the line in P2. Excuse me, no. Trent H crosses the line in P2. On the C4 compound tires. Now Anand Trivedi crosses the line in P3. Travis Weerung in P4. Twisted Jack coming down the line in P5. P Raider comes down the line in P6. That's going to wrap things up for us here in the broadcast booth, folks. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful night. And as always, make sure you stay safe out there. Bye-bye.